those notifications. I find them very upsetting. Every time I look at your phone, I look over your shoulder, which I do a lot. You have so many notifications.
It's because I'm very popular. Hey, I'm Nick.
I'm Steph.
And I'm Miles.
And this is Chris, the screenplay fish, aka today Marlon Monroe by Brody Wilcox.
That is exquisite.
Yes, because a marlin is a fish.
Every time. But
also,
we've got a whole row of this.
If you
Roe
go
is
back,
also the
if
name
you
of
go
fish
back,
eggs.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. That is
glasses.
exquisite.
Oh my
That is
gosh.
exquisite. Put on the smart glasses, Miles. Put them on. But we are not here to talk about Marilyn Monroe or Marlon Monroe or to admire Miles in spectacles. We are here for one of my favorite times of the year, E3 predictions. Boom, baby. It's coming up. It's coming in June.
Oh, I'm so excited.
It's gaming Christmas, it's gaming Hanukkah, it's gaming whatever the Muslims have around that time.
Ramadan. No, different time.
That's very different.
It's also a time to rejoice. It's my first time. My first E3.
No, it's not. They've been going on forever.
Yeah, but I've never given a shit. Mate, I'm too busy playing one game.
That's true.
I'm wildly excited right now.
Oh,
That's
this
true.
is nice. I'm excited that you're excited.
So we have broken this up into 3 different categories, and we have some predictions each. Probably going to happen. So this is things that we go, we're fairly certain we're going to see this, but it's not the most obvious thing. Like there will be a trailer for Smash Brothers or something. The second is what we really want to see. So personal things that is like, that would make E3 for us if we could get something like that. And then the third one is the crazy predictions. Some things that are, 1% chance of happening, but if they did, then we roll in money for the rest of the year because I'm sure we're putting dollars down on this. We're betting, right? That was
I'm
the
also going to be
agreement.
spending the money on that thing when it comes out.
I don't really like
Yeah,
to
that's
gamble.
All right. So let's start it off then. Steph, you can kick us off with your first probably going to happen.
Yeah, okay, so I feel like The Last of Us 2, I think we're definitely gonna see some choice gameplay, which I'm super excited about because I feel like they've been very guarded about what is gonna make up the core of this game, and they've given us some very choice pieces of cutscene that is alluding to a lot of stuff and has a lot of people speculating, and I'm super excited to see some actual gameplay from the game.
Do you reckon hands-on or just like a gameplay played on stage, gameplay trailer?
I don't think it will be hands-on. I think it will be gameplay played on stage, and then I think there will be one of those presentations that you go into as a journalist and watch someone else play bits of the game and tell you about it.
Yeah, I'm excited for this because the first announcement trailer I really loved, and then I was a little iffy on that second one that they did either last E3 or last Paris Games Week, where it was that really violent, like 7-minute.
It took me, it was about halfway through that I didn't know what I was watching.
Yeah.
And then towards the end I was like, is this The Last of Us? And then I was like, this is The Last of Us.
Yeah, and even though everything about it was amazing, it was just like, oh my god, like that was very confronting, and I still don't know like what I'm taking away from that. So yeah.
We shouldn't go into this. This will be a separate Last of Us 2 speculation video, which is coming soon to a YouTube screen near you.
Welcome to the Steph Hour, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, so you're saying Last of Us gameplay that we'll see this game in action.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool, and you reckon on stage?
Yes, I think so, yeah.
Cool. Miles.
It's gonna have to be Black Ops I. There's just no way we're not gonna see some Black Ops 4. I know there is a live stream demonstrating some stuff for the game. I believe that's taking place this month in April. But either way, we're gonna have hands-on. There's gonna be lots of playing. There's definitely gonna be someone coming up there, maybe Von der Haar himself. He's a bit of a legend. He's always fun to watch during these demos. And he's a very Von der Haar, the man who runs the Black Ops franchise at Treyarch.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, he's good fun. He's a quality value person. So I think we're gonna see that, and yeah, 100% hands-on time. And I, for one, am super excited because what I've heard of the dirtiest top secrets of all of them. This is going to be a pretty cool Black Ops. I don't really know anything, but like all the people who I know that do know things are like, this is going to be the best COD ever.
Okay.
Ever.
Good. Gameplay, hands-on.
Definitely.
Yeah, cool.
No doubt.
Yeah, great. I totally agree with that. My first one, Dreams gets a release date. It has to happen. It has to happen. Dreams is coming out by the end of the year. There's no way that they don't announce the release date during Sony's press conference.
About it.
Yeah, and I think that that's the problem, right? That this has gone on too long, Media Molecule. Like you have, I love that company. I love those games, but I feel like they are burning through people's faith when it comes to this game coming out. I have played it. I played it 2 years ago, and I really enjoyed it. And I was like, okay, cool, like I think this is really special. I don't think I'll necessarily play this because it requires way too much like creativity and work. But if they don't announce a release date, they just will. It's not even an if, they will. Because if they don't, that company is done.
Oh,
Done.
no.
Done.
2 years seems like a very long time.
It is, but you know what? Maybe they were sensing that.
No. They've been incubating this thing for 4 years. 2 years ago, I got to play it with a video. That's not incubating. That's like it was basically done.
They're in beta at that point. Like,
but maybe they got a similar reaction from a lot of people who played it and like you thought this is really interesting, but I probably won't play it. And they were like, back to the drawing board. Like, how can we restructure this so that it's got more mass market appeal and not just like people who are really into level creators and stuff?
Yeah, I think
Nick.
that's the case. Yeah,
how do we make the game more appealing to like us instead of Nick?
Yeah, well, like because it just feels like I can't engage with that side of the game. The creativity, build your own worlds thing. I think it's amazing, but it's like
you have to be naturally artistic.
Yeah, and I'm not that person. So I think that I think you're right. They spent a bunch of time building the engine, and then they went, we need to put the game on top of this. Hopefully the game is good, but like we're definitely getting a release date at the Sony press conference. Steph, number 2.
Ghost of Tsushima, I think, is something that we'll see more of. I don't think that there will be hands-on or anything yet, but we saw a tiny bit of it at Paris Games Week, and I think we'll see maybe a more extended kind of trailer, maybe a little bit of gameplay.
I reckon we're getting show floor hands-on.
No!
I think so. I think it's further along than you think. I think, because I'm really excited by that game. I think that, it's
exciting.
Yeah, I'm super pumped by that game.
It looks
I reckon
awesome,
you're getting
doesn't
hands-on.
it?
Yeah, it looks
oh
so good.
man, I would love hands-on.
Good. Miles, number 2.
Number 2, it seems like an obvious pick, but I think we're gonna have to see Anthem. Like, we have to, right?
Yep.
Because if we don't, what's the point?
You mean more than...
Hands-on Anthem?
No hands-on Anthem. We're not getting hands-on.
There's not going to be some cool like group multiplayer session?
We're gonna get another one of those super cheesy demos where...
Hey, let's look over here.
Hey,
okay.
nice armor. How'd you get that?
Yeah.
Great shot.
It's gonna be one of those.
Like teammates who are more helpful than anyone has ever been in an
Yeah, and like when you run across like an NPC, they're gonna be all like, "Hey, should we
get
take
out of my
care
fucking way,
this now?" That's what we're getting.
Yeah.
I don't think there's going to be gameplay. I don't quite think they're ready to give that to us yet. And I think the amount of controversy surrounding EA and everything that went down with Battlefront 2, they're going to have to be like, yeah, it's good. And no, don't worry about the loot box scenario. Yeah, that's fine. That's nothing.
I mean, what I've seen from, because you know me, when it comes to any kind of game like this, I'm all about the world and the world building and the story. And if that stuff isn't there, then I'll be supremely disappointed, because I think there was so much about Destiny that was awesome, but lacked all of that stuff. And if they manage to create a game that is like Destiny in terms of its gameplay, but in a more
fulfilled universe,
sort of nuanced, detailed world, I'll just be like,
Steph, you want the sass and the cool characters of the Destiny world put into something with a little bit more fleshed out in terms of its sort of environment, right?
Yeah, and something a bit grittier as well, I think. Like, when we think about why Star Wars is so successful as a world, is because it feels like something that is lived in and kind of gritty and war-torn and all that kind of stuff. And, when sci-fi is too slick, I feel like
shit, that's shiny.
I don't buy it.
That like J.J. Abrams lens flare that's way too in your face.
It's just the idea that like no one could live in a world that clean.
Yeah.
Like no one could keep that place that shiny. Yeah.
There are robots to do that for you, but I do think we're not going to get to see Anthem gameplay. We're going to get to see more Anthem world-building trailers.
Yeah. Oh, so you don't think gameplay?
No way, no hands-on. They're not going to let people.
No, hands-on, but you'll see gameplay. Like you'll see people.
You'll see gameplay for sure.
Like the thing we've already seen.
Last time.
Like the thing we've already seen. I don't know if it's going to be hands-on though. I don't.
Yeah,
think so.
no, I don't think so either. But I think EA need to redeem themselves over the last year, and I think that this is the franchise that they're going to. BioWare are going through the same thing as well. They need to redeem themselves. Like this is the redemption story. So maybe Anthem is that. My second one is we get the Fable 4 teaser. So we know that it exists thanks to some leaks a couple of months ago. It's been worked on. Apparently it's quite early in the stage, but I think that this is the beginning of, speaking of redemptions, this is the beginning of the Microsoft redemption in terms of like saying that we've got games coming. It might just be a dog running through a field and then it farts and it goes Fable 4 because like that's what I think. And the dog also has an STI. Like those are the three things that I think of when I think of Fable. So
me too.
Yeah. So
that and eating celery makes you really skinny. I've tried that in real life. It doesn't work.
It just doesn't work. And so the only disappointing thing about that for me is that means that like everything we know about what we think might be coming with Xbox, there's potentially Halo, there's Fable, there's Gears of War, there's definitely going to be another Forza. These are all games that we've had for years. These are established franchises. I hope that Microsoft have more surprises in store. But out of all of those games, Fable is the one that I'm probably most excited for.
Yeah, cool.
I think it's a really sweet series. So yeah, I reckon we see a teaser trailer and they say sometime in like 2020.
Yeah.
And your last gonna happen?
We're gonna see Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
Yes.
And probably get some hands on with it.
I think definitely, because it's out in September, so like...
I know, I just haven't seen anything to do with it really.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see like what they've got in store and what kind of, how it will differ itself from the previous games and, with the movie, the new kind of rebooted movie franchise, I would say doing quite well, how that kind of influences the way they sort of take the game franchise as well.
Yeah, cool. I'm excited for that. We're definitely going to get that. We're definitely getting hands on. Oh, the thing's going to be so good.
Pretty safe bet. For me, I'm hoping that I think there will be more news about the Halo TV series that Steven Spielberg's attached to.
Oh!
Which is
Is
something...
it still happening?
He has said
I thought
recently...
that was buried.
I did as well, but the last I saw about that one, and he said that it is very actively still in development.
Wow.
Whatever the funk that means. Very actively. I'm very actively digesting my lunch.
Having seen Ready Player
does that
One,
mean?
do you feel confident in
Yeah.
Spielberg's ability to bring Halo to the silver screen?
Kind of, because I mean the only thing I've got to go off in that is that he put like 19 Master Chiefs in a single scene. So I'm like, well,
That's
it's on his
true.
mind. Like that's the best we had.
Subconsciously, it was like, you've been thinking about that a lot. Yeah.
He came into the edit and he was like, "Can we get a few more Chiefs in there? A few more Chiefs." I was like, no,
Is that your Spielberg?
he's very hands-on.
He's
very,
quite jittery.
He's very jittery. I love him.
And so do you think that we're just seeing a trailer for this? Are we getting...
Even if it's just like, it'll just say Halo, the series, and then he'll come out and go, and then walk off. And everyone will be like, "Wow, I told you!"
No, he won't
Halo the
be
series
there.
tagline, it's still happening.
Do you
Still
remember,
happening.
I think it was Halo 4, do you remember that like Lawrence of Arabia thing that happened
Yeah,
with
what
him
happened to
in
that?
the desert?
What happened to that? What happened to that trailer? And then what
So
else happened to the whole
funny.
hunt the truth? Hashtag hunt the truth. You listening? Huh? What happened to that shit? Huh? Miles
Misdirection.
forgives, but he doesn't forget.
Misdirection.
He also doesn't forgive either. Sorry.
All right, and my third gonna happen. Borderlands 3 gets announced. Borderlands 3 is so during a fiscal call a while ago, Take-Two CEO said that, quote, a highly anticipated new title from one of 2K's biggest franchises is in development for the fiscal year of 2019, which runs between October 2018 and September 2019. So this is the perfect time to announce that Borderlands 3 is coming. Randy Pitchford has been dropping hints left, right, and center on Twitter, on pretty much every platform that you can drop a hint on. He's been like turning up at conferences going, filled with Borderlands fans going, we're busy working on the thing that you all want us to be working on. He's been saying to Elon Musk that he's adding flamethrowers to Borderlands 3. He's been pictured in a motion capture suit saying he's playing some like raider in the game that you want. So yeah, it's definitely happening. And I think it's the perfect time to announce, particularly not only because according to Take-Two, it's out in the next sort of year and a bit, but Destiny really dropped the ball on the co-op social shooter running out of content. I think Borderlands comes out and is basically Destiny. Borderlands comes out with the Destiny model of like, there's a strong narrative running through this thing, but it's way more drop into people's games. You can run these daily sort of things. I think the world is way more interesting than, Destiny and stuff as well. So I think it's prime time. We're definitely going to see it.
Yeah, awesome.
All right, moving on to what we really want to happen. So these are the personal picks that we would be really chuffed seeing. Stephanie.
I would really like a new Bethesda IP.
Oh, yeah.
Because I think Elder Scrolls 6 is still a ways off. I think there's probably going to be some Elder Scrolls Online expansion that they'll announce, and maybe like Doom 2 or something like that maybe as well. But I think a new IP is potentially just simmering under the surface.
Well, they did
ready to boil to the top.
They did say a couple of years ago that they were working on like 4 games or something at the time, and one of them was Elder Scrolls, and I think one of them was Wolfenstein 2, and then there were 2 others, something like that. My numbers are fuzzy, but I think they need it as well.
Yeah.
Not that they need it financially because all their games are doing really well, but I think they just need to broaden out.
Something fresh.
Yeah, stop making sequels, and anything in particular that you'd like to see Like, would you prefer the high fantasy? Would you prefer the post-apocalyptics?
Anything with space.
I mean, I think they've got those two.
Prey
I think they've got those two
published.
areas covered. So I'd be really interested to see them kind of play as an amalgamation of those, or outside of those two genres altogether.
Do they go RPG or do they go?
I think so.
We've made a card game. Well, they have made a card game. That's not that crazy at all.
No, I don't think. I think it needs to be a new RPG or some sort of action adventure game in the vein of what they've done in the past, but just in a kind of wildly different setting. I don't know.
And
I'm
we just
excited.
get a general flavor tease for this.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I like it. I want that to happen as well. Miles.
I'm still in my Warhog right now. I want Halo 6 very badly. It's way overdue. Or at least like Halo 5 Guardians 2. I'll settle for that.
What about the TV show?
The TV show? No, that's happening. That's in my gonna happen pile. Look, it's way overdue. This has been a terrible drought. Although like the World Champs just finished, like Halo needs another game.
Yeah.
Super bad.
And needs mainline Master Chief game?
Doesn't matter. Honestly, they can take that story.
Can we get rid of the Chief?
I think we can get rid of the Chief. I think the idea of the Chief, the sort of faceless warrior that encapsulated the players' hopes and dreams, that was special. All this shit with Chief falling in love with the computer. It's not her. It's Halo, innit? Anyway, I don't think. I think the Chief.
Oh, you meant Spike Jones as her? Yeah, right. Okay.
I think the Chief needs to be retired, and we can follow the story. Any of the other stories that have been created in the Halo universe, they've been a lot of fun so far. Remember Reach? That was fine. The story was great there. You died in the end, and it was a super cool little contained story within a large universe. The lore was there. It was good. We need a new game. Bad.
I'm not going to disagree. You're very passionate about this. Okay, so my first one I really want to see is Mario Maker for the Switch. Which I think is kind of like a given that it's going to happen because that game was so successful for the Wii U,
so cool.
And the Switch is so successful. But I would love to see it announced here. I thought that they were going to drop it at the end of the last Nintendo Direct that they had, and that's instead where they dropped Smash Brothers. I thought it would be flipped around, that Smash gets announced at E3 and that Mario Maker gets announced in that Direct. I'm guessing that the majority of Nintendo's presence at E3 is going to be Smash related, maybe with a smattering of Pokemon in there as well. But they need something else, and I think that Mario Maker for the Switch, I would never need another platformer in my life. If I could just have that. That's the perfect, everything about it is so perfect that there's no way it's not happening, and I want it to happen sooner rather than later.
Awesome.
Number 2.
This one's kind of out of left field, but many E3s ago, I remember they debuted the HoloLens, and there was this whole HoloLens experience that I had. It was a Halo experience, actually. And we saw this cool like HoloLens applied to like Minecraft and all this kind of stuff, and then it kind of disappeared, and we never heard from it again.
Disappeared.
Yeah. So this is highly unlikely, but as a hopeful projection, I would love to see them be like, new HoloLens applications to games that you love, and you're all going home with one right now.
Look under your seat.
We all like,
There's like 2,000 people in that audience.
yeah.
What a way to do it, though.
That's a hell of a
Mostly
way to do it.
games
They give
journalists.
everyone Xboxes ones, but I think those things retail for like $7,000 at the moment.
Yeah, right. And do you want to see it as second screen style stuff for video games?
Yeah, I think so. I think for me, VR, I'm just not interested in really because I find it quite claustrophobic, but I love the idea of this kind of AR overlay and being able to kind of still see the environment that I'm in, but have little, gameplay things that I can be involved in on a table in front of me or what have you.
It's the laziness of just not wanting to pick up your phone
That's
to do
right.
the thing that you could do on your phone.
Exactly.
And I'm all for that. Miles, number 2.
Number 2, and again, I think Steph will like this one. I want more information about the Witcher TV series. The TV show that has been teased and sort of poked at us. I want to see some more information about that because, again, as far as the game series goes, it's the bomb. The books are great fun as well, or so I've been told. I like to pretend that I've read the books, but I really haven't.
Are you following the writer on Twitter? She's just like, she just went on a trip to Poland.
I wonder why. But yeah, that's something I'm excited about, and I think E3 is a really cool place to do that.
Yeah, cool.
I like the 2 of these are TV shows for you.
Well, it still encapsulates the gaming community and the culture that we all live and breathe.
It wasn't Chris's, mate. I
know,
liked it.
I know, I just can't help but be confrontational right now. Halo's got me all fired up.
That's true. My second, what I really want to see is Shadows Die Twice. I want hands-on gameplay. I want to have confirmation that it is in fact Bloodborne 2. I want a release date, and I want that release date to be the end of this year or the beginning of next year, to be as soon as possible. My new love for the Souls-like series has got me so jazzed for one that I can now experience with the rest of the world. I think that Sony don't have a huge amount of games that we don't know about, that a lot of the things that Sony have coming out, Spider-Man, Days Gone, The Last of Us 2, the sort of usuals that we're going to see at E3. There hasn't been too much talk about Sony studios that are working on things that we don't know what they're working on. A lot of that has been announced now. For Days Gone, I think that if they go deep and go like, oh, okay, here's a lot of what this game is going to be, and it's coming out relatively soon, I think would be a way to keep a bit of the freshness injected. I'm sure they'll have some new games coming as well, but yeah, that to me is, I suddenly have a newfound passion for that kind of game, so I want to see way more of that.
I would love to see some more of Shenmue 3.
All right, really?
Yeah, because, okay.
This is like a weird, you just want to understand it thing, isn't it?
Exactly. So, like, years ago, again, when I was at E3, I remember I didn't know anything about Shenmue, but, like, they had this sort of presentation appear on screen, and the crowd went wild.
Yeah.
Like, people were losing their shit over this. And I was like, what is this? And then it turned out to be, like, an announcement for a Kickstarter. It was so odd.
Yeah.
But, like, people were, like, totally on board with it. They were just super pumped. They want this game to happen regardless. And after playing Yakuza and kind of understanding what that was about, I feel like there's elements of that I really enjoy.
Definitely.
That is kind of what this game is about. So I'm keen to see it, you know, show us where they're at in terms of their production. Because I feel like it's got to be coming out relatively soon.
I know that Shenmue 1 and 2 have been announced that they're coming to modern platforms. So yeah, they're getting the game back in the front of mind. And yeah, I think definitely the things you love the most in Yakuza are potentially things that you might be able to love in Shenmue. Although I will say Shenmue was generally less dramatic and much more sort of like gentle.
Well, I mean, that's fine. I like that too.
You're fine with that?
Yeah.
You're fine with that?
I find the drama was like kind of like funny, but
yeah, right.
not
That
necessary.
seems to be the most appealing part for the Yakuza for me, but between like carrying the baby, putting the baby down, and then like flame kicking 5 guys in a back alley, like it looked hilarious and it looked so wild, and even like preparing of the baby's powder,
the baby quieting mini game.
Yeah. You want
Takai.
Yes! Oh god, yes. So gameplay, trailers, announcements, release dates, all this sort of stuff.
Yeah, all that kind of stuff. I'd love to see a bit of gameplay and more cutscene.
Yeah. I love that because you have not even looked into Shenmue 1 and 2, have you?
Nope.
So the first time you see gameplay of Shenmue is like...
But when I see other people getting excited about stuff, I'm like, what's that? You know when you see people lining up in the street for something and you don't know what it is?
So true.
I'm like joining the back of that line being like, what are we lining up for?
Extra large adult nappies. Oh, that sounds good.
Always shoes. It's always trainers.
It's always friggin' sneakers.
It's
always.
not. It's food. It's like some pop-up burger store or something.
I have seen that.
We went when we were in Melbourne for PAX a couple of years ago, and we walked home from. Let's just say a night out at like 3 a.m. in the morning, and there was a line down the street of people sleeping on the street, and we were like, what's going on? It was shoes. It was just sneakers.
That's amazing.
These are crazy.
I saw people in Japan once lining up for like this kind of weird German cake, and I was like, well, if it's good enough for them. So my suitcase is just filled with rings of this cake.
Steph, that was like...
Best decision I ever made.
Oh my god, amazing.
My thing I would like to see at E3,
German cake.
E3 2018 is a distinct lack of battle royale titles. I think we're done.
No,
and I'm giving you a
No
shoulder touch
more.
through Steph.
But you know what?
That's not going to happen.
No, I think we're going to see at least one, and it's going to be, I think it's called Mayhem, or it begins with an M, and it's like a 400-player battle royale cluster.
The one that they built from the ground up to be a battle royale.
These are my favorite buzzwords. Built from the ground up. That's going to be it. Yeah.
Those are most of your
That's
favorite
my
buzzwords.
right now.
Built from the ground up.
Any combination of those gets me jazzed, but I'm not jazzed about this.
Definitely not going to happen. One of your most anticipated games, Call of Duty, is going to announce a battle royale for sure. There's no way that that's not coming. It's probably going to be in the freaking trailer for the game. It's just Miles.
It's happening. I don't want it, but it means it's going to happen. It's the weather. There's no point in me hoping the weather doesn't change. It's going to change. There's no point in me hoping the economy doesn't collapse. It's going to collapse. There's no point in me hoping that Fortnite meteor doesn't kill everyone and end the game for us, but it will.
So wait. So what are you saying?
Death is inevitable.
You're hoping that
No,
we
I
don't.
hope it doesn't happen. But my
Okay.
hope is
You know it's
worthless.
futile. Yeah.
It's
Okay.
futile.
Okay. Cool. And then my third, what I really want to see is a new Splinter Cell, which I did not really think about until they got Michael Ironside, the original voice of Sam Fisher, in to record for his character in Wildlands, in Ghost Recon Wildlands. There's like a mission that he's in, and there's no way you don't get that man in for recording a couple of like minutes worth of a cutscene in a game where this is just a DLC add-on pack. This is their way of saying there is a new Splinter Cell game coming, and we hear about it at the E3. I am so excited for that.
Funny, that was going to go in my crazy. So like, nah, they're not going to bring back.
Was it really?
I didn't, because I
Interesting.
didn't know that he had gone into.
You didn't know this? So he,
Yeah, it's very possible.
Inside info.
Yeah, so
that's pretty possible.
so it's definitely happening. Like mark my words. And
Darth Legend was so good.
he's old now in the game. Like in Wildlands, he's like all grizzled. That's just gonna work for like whenever characters become grizzled. Geralt, Kratos,
Big boss.
Nathan Drake to an extent, Big Boss, and I would love to see Metal Gear 5 style game for Splinter Cell. Some sort of like
Openy worldy.
Openy worldy.
Openy
Yeah,
worldy.
that's
Yep.
kind of what I'm looking for. So yeah, that is my third. What I really want to see, and I didn't know I wanted to see it until I saw Michael Ironside, and I was like, I want you. Okay, finally, crazy predictions. The things that probably aren't going to happen, but you know, if you predict it, then you look awesome on the internet. If it turns out.
Something that probably won't happen, but would be so amazing if it did, would be like a whole, presentation spectacular on Cyberpunk 2077.
Ooh.
Which is CD Projekt Red's.
Is that crazy?
I don't think that's that crazy.
Really?
Yeah, no.
But they're so far away, I thought.
Nah.
They're like job advertising for like designers and stuff.
I don't
maybe.
think it's as crazy as you think it is.
That's a little premature, but I think because
They're like, do you know how to design spaceships?
No, I don't.
Do you know something that I don't?
It is.
Googling right
It is
now.
going to be shown at E3.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it is getting. There is. So the word is, it's getting a trailer at E3, and it's getting a behind closed doors demo. Yeah, you are getting Cyberpunk information in a serious way.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's so exciting. Oh, we have to go.
I'm so excited for you right now.
We
I had
simply
no idea you
must.
didn't
No, I
know.
had
Oh,
no
this is
idea.
great.
No, I had no idea.
You
Is that
look great on the
because
internet. Your crazy prediction just came true.
It just came
Hasn't even
true.
happened yet.
It just came true.
I am going to go with Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 6. That would that would be.
You made him like
Spew.
regurgitate something.
Tony Hawk's isn't that bad, Nick. Look, I
Why
mean,
did you put on the glasses?
for me, the only good Tony Hawk's Pro Skater game is 2. That's the only really good one. But I'm just thinking, I'm rolling back the clock, and I'm like, God, remember how good those soundtracks were? I learned a lot of new music through the Tony Hawk's games. So there you go.
I mean, there's been word. People have been talking about. I'm ignoring Tony Hawk. Like Skate 4 as being a franchise
They
that
were
is
fine
due
games,
for its
yeah.
like comeback as well. I would love a new good skating game.
The young kids have no idea who Tony Hawk is.
That's true. Who's the new hot skater? Bart Simpson? My first crazy prediction is Microsoft. Just end. No. Microsoft need their rehabilitation. They're going to start by announcing a bunch of games that we know, your Halos, your Fables, your Forzas.
Yes.
They're going to announce some new franchises as well. But the only thing that we know that they have this year, which is like their big thing, is Crackdown 3 coming. Sea of Thieves is already out. I think that at the end of the Microsoft press conference, they will go, Crackdown is available right now. I think that they put that game out like at E3 and they just drop it there. It needs to come out. It was announced in 2014, moved to supposed to come out in 2016, delayed to 2017, then delayed to 2018. And I think that last delay was to fit in 100% more Terry Crews. But I reckon they just dropped the mic and go, it's available right now. It's part of the Game Pass, so you get it for free if you already have Game Pass.
And there's a guy at the door handing out the codes.
Yeah, totally.
And
yeah.
be like, have fun.
They all just
I reckon
rain
that's
down
so
from
true.
the
They
ceiling.
rain down. Yeah, like
Everyone's like,
Terry Crews has a gun that shoots out Crackdown codes. Like it's that level. Yeah, and
like and retweet, follow retweet for a chance to win a Crackdown code is going to be the next thing that happens.
it gets Microsoft out on the front foot of mindshare in terms of like a game that is available now. But it also the only flaw I see with it is that it could get swallowed up in the madness of E3. So whether or not they do it at the end of the press conference or they save it until the end of the week and then they have a special thing, like one more thing for the end of E3 and then they go Crackdown 3's out right now and you can play it. So yeah, that's my first crazy prediction.
Half-Life 3
Come on!
gets announced.
No.
And it's like everyone thinks Valve has just been like chilling, been like, whatevs, we don't care about you and your needs for a third Half-Life installment. And then, bam, there it is. 2018 E3, we witness history.
The saving grace there, though, is it could never, ever be as bad as the Duke Nukem that came out.
That's true.
It could never, like their announcement, everyone goes, wow! And the game could honestly be fine. And everyone's like, you know what, was it worth the wait? Nah, but it's not the end of the world. That Duke Nukem game was terrible. After a long wait.
It's never gonna happen. Miles' crazy prediction number 2.
Miles' crazy predictions number 2. You all know Hideo Kojima, the famous fish on the host of Channel 7's screenplay show. No, he also made a little game called Zone of the Enders, which got 2 installments in that series, and it was awesome, and I want a third.
What?
Yeah.
The man is already not making another video game and
Death
spending
Stranding.
sweet time just hanging out with B-list celebrities.
Morgan Reedus and Mads Mikkelsen are not B-list celebrities. They are obviously wonderful people that put up with the ramblings and the awkward social interactions of
true.
a very strange Japanese man.
That's true.
And all that product placement as well, motherfucker, was crazy.
Okay, so you think we've got a third game?
I like
coming.
that.
Yeah.
I want that from the bottom of my heart. 'Cause
What
those
possibly
games were
has
so
led you
good.
to think that this could be a thing?
It's the crazy pick. It's not gonna happen. We're filling for fun. No, look, I would love it because those games were wicked.
Okay, I've never played them.
They
I
are
haven't
wicked.
even heard of
Like-
them, I'm gonna be honest.
You haven't heard of them?
No.
Oh, what, it came with the demo for Sons of Liberty back in the day. Zone of the Enders 1 came with a playable demo for Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty.
All right.
On the PlayStation 2 back in
Cool. So Zone of Enders 3.
Zone of the Enders.
Zone
Enders
of
being
Enders.
the people that live out in space, the furthest reaches.
Oh, see, Steph lost you with Half-Life, and you lost Steph with this one. It's fine. My second crazy prediction, the last of the crazy predictions. Sony get back into the handheld business.
No.
Or someone does.
With a new thing.
No.
Yeah. I think
Oh!
that. Oh,
With the Switch.
See?
Yeah,
This is
okay.
what I'm talking about. I
But
think
it's not
that-
handheld as we know it. Because the Switch, I feel like...
And that's the tagline.
Yes. It's handheld, but not as you know it.
Wait,
Except
wait.
it is because we already have it with the Switch.
Yeah, exactly.
Has to be handheld.
So I think that like Sony, God bless them. God bless Sony. They for years were like, we are gonna make this handheld thing work. And Nintendo the entire time had like the DS and the 3DS and the 2DS and the 2DS, 3DS XL. Sony were like, we've got the PSP and everyone kind of loved the PSP. And then we got the Vita and lots of people enjoyed the Vita, but developers didn't really know what to do with the Vita. Kind of just died out. Sony stopped supporting it, and then it was just the end. A year, 2 years after like I started stop actively playing my Vita, Nintendo were like, by the way, here's the Switch, and it became everyone's favorite console. And it's the thing I try to play games on the most. I think Sony will be looking at that going, we were there the whole time. We were so close. We were so close. They were even trying to do what they tried to do with the Switch, with the Vita, where
I
you could
remember that, where
play,
yeah.
like link your PS3 to play.
That was released in Japan. Was it released here?
Yeah, you could totally do it because
Yeah,
it was just
okay.
a software thing. It wasn't even a hardware thing. Like you could just, it would kind of stream the game from
Because
there.
I think the future of handheld is there's no point bringing out any game on a handheld device that you can't like play on your TV also and take one to the other.
I'm glad you said that, Stephanie, because Sony have the PlayStation Now streaming service and they're trying to push that. Microsoft have gotten to the playing field as well with the Xbox Game Pass, where you pay the subscription and you download the game to your hard drive. The Sony one is you pay the subscription and you stream the game to your console or computer or whatever. So it does all the processing on a server farm somewhere else, which means that if you can, get that tech right, which they have sometimes and sometimes it doesn't work great, put that on a portable, then suddenly you have true cross-platform. I reckon they're going to do it, or someone is going to announce a handheld, maybe Microsoft, maybe whoever, but I reckon Sony are most likely because they're the hardware company. Crazy, but, if I was in charge of that company, I'd run it into the ground by making another Vita. All right, that is our E3 predictions. What do you guys think is going to happen at the show? What are your, what did we say? We said gonna happen, what we really want to happen, and your crazy predictions. Let us know in the comments. I'm excited for this one. I'm excited to hear what you guys think and have cooking up. I'm excited for E3.
I'm excited for Cyberpunk 2077.
Which you now know exists, and you're going to see it, which is very cool. And I'm excited, Miles, your first E3.
Yeah,
You're gonna
Tony
watch-
Hawk's Pro Skater 6.
All right, that's enough out of Miles.
Hey, if you like this video, just hit the like button down below because that would help us out a lot. Also, if you subscribe, then you can watch more of our videos. And you'll get notifications if you hit the notification button when we put up a new video.
Hit that video. There's one right there. Hit that one down there too.
We also have a fish.
Hit the fish.
No.